What's going on, everybody? It's the KDG, and I'm back again with another video. Again, you know what, guys? Today we're going to be discussing a bunch of stuff. I'm quite pissed off. You guys already know what the topics for today's video are. As you can see right there, we're going to be talking about Aston Villa bidding for Emile Smith-Rowe. We're going to be talking about Ben White's £40 million bid from Arsenal being rejected. We're going to be talking about all these deals plus more. But before we get started, I need you guys to do me a favor, smash a like on this goddamn video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's try to get this video past 100 likes if we can. You guys already know that really helps out the channel a lot. But big up to everybody on Facebook, big up to everybody on Twitter. Come join us on YouTube. And you know what? Let's get this show on the road. And if you want to join in, just message me and I'll send the link to you. But yeah, let's get this show started the right way. Bang. Yo, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? How's everybody doing today? So first things first, we got a crazy story, and I got a bunch of guys to come out and talk about it. But before we get any further, do me a favor, smash that like button. And if you're watching on Twitter or Facebook or wherever you're watching, come join us on YouTube, where the home of where everything is. But we're going to be talking about Ben White today. We're going to be talking about Aaron Ramsdale. We're going to be talking about them guys from Birmingham, Aston Villa. Think they're all that. Pissing me off, honestly. And I got the boys with me, so let me just bring in the panel before we get any further. I know this is quite random time, but I had to do this video because I have another video at 7 o'clock. So big up to all the Gooners watching the Euros and watching my video. Appreciate it. But we got Sahal here, we got Gooner Express here, we got Gooner King. How you guys doing? What's going on? I don't know about you guys, but I'm friggin' pissed off. I'm pissed off because this club does not show any backbone. We are looking to sell Mavropanos, looking to sell Saliba, looking to sell Gabriel. Apparently, not Gabriel, looking to sell Guendouzi. Apparently, now we're also getting bids submitted by other clubs for one of our best players in Emile Smith-Rowe. It's absolutely ludicrous what's going on at this moment. It makes no sense. I don't get it. But you know what? They can submit whatever bid they want. As long as the club laugh them off and say, you know what, we're not selling to you guys no matter what. We're not selling to you guys no matter what. You can bid whatever amount you want. Nobody's selling to you. You can go shove it. That's all we want to hear. Because Aston Villa, they have the cheek to submit a bid. Good for them. They tried their best. But all this stuff about Villa being better than Arsenal, Villa having ambition, it's not ambitious to submit a bid that you know is going to get rejected.
Right.
Anyways,
it's just a flex. Nothing behind it.
What are you gonna say?
All good, man. All good.
Gooner Express?
Yeah. Mixture of news, man. It's crazy out here, man.
Just let me give you guys some of the stuff that's happened in the last 48 hours. So in not even the last 48 hours, in the last couple of minutes, it's absolutely ridiculous. We submitted a £40 million bid for Ben White. We are in talks for relegated Sheffield United goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale, and his price is supposedly 20 million, which is bullshit because he does have a release clause or something. He does have a relegation clause of like 5 million or something like that. Why are we? Onana costs the same price almost. It makes no sense. Absolutely ridiculous. Stupidity at its finest. On top of that, what else? How is Aston Villa coming over here trying to say, yo, let's get your youngster? On top of that, Real Madrid said, you want Martin Odegaard? On one way, we will give you Martin Odegaard. Give us Smith-Rowe. Are they dumb? Everyone takes us for idiots. They all take us for idiots. Real Madrid taking us for an idiot, thinking we're going to give them Emile Smith-Rowe for Odegaard. No, that's not happening. What about this? You want to know what else is crazy? They have the cheek to try to say, we want 20 million for Ramsdale. No one wants Ramsdale for 20 mil. Okay? Idiotic moves. On top of that, let me continue. These guys, apparently the Granit Xhaka deal is, we're getting now 12 million. We can't even get 15 million. We can't even get 15 million for Granit Xhaka. A man who plays every single game for Arsenal. He's never injured. He is the international captain of his country. He's a midfielder who has statistics up there with the rest of the midfielders in world football. He's a guy who is putting in numbers. The numbers of games that he's produced, that he's played, is ridiculous. He's always available. And this guy never gets injured. And we can't even get a fee of the same ilk that we would get for Eddie Nketiah at this moment. Ridiculous. We gave Eddie Nketiah a new contract yesterday. Now, supposedly, we're going to be giving him a new contract just so we can sell him off. Today, reported that we might be selling him off. And don't even get me started on SALIBA. What the hell is going on at this club? I'm so confused. But there's only one way I'm going to start this. One way only. We're going to have to talk about Emile Smith-Rowe being linked to Aston Villa. Absolutely ridiculous scenes from this club. How is there a bid getting submitted from Aston Villa for a player that they know they're not going to even get? What are they hearing? Why would you bid why would you even bid what is going on for them to think that they have an opportunity to even sign the player? What made them even think the valuation of 25 million would be able to get the player off our hands? Why would they even? What interest? What? It makes no sense. Let me know. What do you think?
I mean, the notion that Smith Rowe is surplus to requirements at Arsenal. Like, if you're an Arsenal fan that looks at Smith Rowe and thinks we can do better or that we can do without him, like, you're just not an Arsenal fan. You've not been watching like Arsenal play football from Boxing Day onwards. Yeah. 25 million is an absolute insult. Yeah. And he's not available at any price. We move on. Like, I don't know where they're getting the notion he is, but he should not be available at any price. And if it was a price, it wouldn't be 25 million.
Facts. And the people on Twitter, come join us on YouTube for the rest of the video. Big up to you guys. And people on Facebook, the link is in the video. If you want to join us for the rest of the video on YouTube. Big up to the people on Facebook. Right now, guys, what the hell is going on? Brandon, I'll start with you. You haven't been around for a while. How you doing? And what the fuck is going on?
Oh, mate, I've enjoyed having the rest from all this Arsenal bullshit that's going on. It's embarrassing, isn't it? This smells of desperation. It really does. It doesn't look like we've got a plan. It looks like we're just going in bidding for anybody and everybody. Ben White, he's a good defender, Ben White, but he's not top level. £40 million. He ain't worth that. Let's be honest, he's not. And if we're going to go to Brighton and buy any player, go and get Bissouma.
Facts.
I don't want Ben White. Ben White. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then the Smith Rowe thing. That annoys me even more because £25 million. Yeah, he's not worth £25 million. He's worth more than that. We can all agree on that. But that's only an opening bid. I just have this funny feeling that if Aston Villa come in with a £40 million bid, he'll be gone. And then
it's never happening.
And then
it's never happening.
Yeah. How embarrassing do we look then? Because then we're looking at Aston Villa, let's say, with a midfield three of Buendia, Jack Grealish, and Emile Smith-Rowe. That's miles better than us. Are we looking to get relegated or something? I don't understand what is going on at this football club. I really do not. And I'm not even on the manager no more because my feelings on the manager. But he's not to blame for all of this anymore. He's not. He's not. The people who put him in charge, who put Edu in charge, who did all of it, they're the ones to blame. All this be excited crap. What? I'm not excited for next season. Anybody else here excited?
Nope.
With the players that we're being linked to. I mean, I'd take Ruben Neves over Granit Xhaka, but again, he's not top level. He's not Arsenal. And I look at it this way, right? Are we becoming that club? And we've been saying this for many years. Are we becoming that club now that is a big club, but we're just not attractive anymore? We're just not attractive anymore. I mean, you look at back when we had Arsene Wenger, we could consistently offer players Champions League football. Okay, we wasn't ambitious, in the sense that we never really went to try and win a league title or anything like that. But we had that pull for players because players knew that we would constantly offer them Champions League football year in, year out. Now we can't even offer them European football at all.
Let me just stop you there, bro. Let me just read the report to you guys if you guys haven't already read it, right? So this is what the report says. The report says that Aston Villa have made a bid in the region of £20 million for Emile Smith-Rowe, and that the Bernabeu Giants Real Madrid are keen on Emile Smith-Rowe in a possible swap deal for Odegaard plus cash. So they want us to give them Smith-Rowe plus cash.
See, I think with the Real Madrid one, at least they are setting a price for Odegaard. They're not saying he's not for sale at any price. They might be using ESR as a bargaining chip to make us up our offer in a financial sense, but it's still embarrassing, like for me, yeah. Like, I think it's clear, yeah, that they clearly think Odegaard has his price, which is encouraging, but Smith-Rowe, he's not on the table, So again, I see that more as a bargaining chip than Aston Villa are actually making a bid for.
I'll ask you guys this question: not Emile Smith-Rowe, sorry, Martin Odegaard. Is he the answer? I don't think he is. I mean, he came in January, he did okay, and I do think that if he had a full season in the Premier League, he would be better than what he was for his last season. Which, let's be honest, he was decent. He wasn't spectacular. Again, is he that top level player that we need? I don't think he is. I really don't.
When you hear in talks, it doesn't mean we're in talks with him or his agent. It just means the club have inquired or looked at. It doesn't mean they're actually like in negotiations with the player or anything like that. Come on,
but
bro. Why are you so angry? Why am I angry? Because, bro, I'm at work and all day I'm just seeing messages. Forget it. Let me just go to Progress. Progress, you probably feel the same way as me.
Trust me, I felt the same. I've been feeling the same all week, man.
Yo, Progress, you're on mute. Yo, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yo, how you feel, man? Tell me how you feel. This is bullshit, no?
Honestly, I feel pretty good. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know how you guys are getting so upset at like us rejecting 25 mil for Smith-Rowe. Like, who cares? Who cares if a club bids? That doesn't mean anything to us. Like, all the reliable reports, aka Fabrizio Romano, said it's 100% we're getting him signed. It's obvious how much we want him. And if you notice, like, all the young players, especially Smith-Rowe, if you recall correctly, he rejected Barca when he was an academy player because he wanted to make it at Arsenal. And it's pretty obvious to see that he wants to make it here. It's obvious to see that we want him here because he's been, starting for us since December, January, whatever it is. And the deal will happen regardless, And to us, like, for me, it's a sign of weakness from Villa. If they're bidding 25 mil for Smith-Rowe, they're not having a midfield of Smith-Rowe, Buendia, and Jack Grealish. They're having a midfield of Smith-Rowe and Buendia, and then Jack Grealish is probably going to leave to most likely City. If he doesn't leave, then, I'd really doubt they can fit Smith-Rowe in there, even though he can play as a 10. I just don't see Villa spending so much money again. Because in the last 2 seasons, they've spent 200 mil. I swear they've sold like less than 10 mil worth of players. That's not sustainable, even if they have huge aspirations as they do. Like, they probably want to break it to top 8, top 6, progress from there. For me, the only link that I'm disappointed in so far, because the Neves links, they went quiet so fast. I didn't believe that shit anyway. I am okay with the Ben White links, but for 50 mil, that's a little too much for me. 40 mil was the highest I would go. Keep in mind, that's just Prem tax. Like, John Stones 3 years ago or 2 years ago went for 50 mil. Are we just trying to spot the next John Stones? That's not a problem with me. Like 40 mil for Ben White. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, so just before I go to Gunnar Express, Matteo Guendouzi, 1 second, Gunnar King. Olympique and Marseille are progressing in talks with Matteo Guendouzi, which has been happening for a long time. Emile Smith-Rowe will stay, and he's signing a new contract, 100%, no doubt, says Fabrizio Romano, as you can see. He also echoes that there was a report today that a bid was turned down by Villa from Arsenal from Villa, and that David Onstein, you can find the report from there. Arsenal are still in negotiations to sell Granit Xhaka. Basically, today, the news is Smith Rowe bid came in. Smith Rowe is still going to sign the contract. We're rejecting it and we're laughing it off. And
as we should.
Granit Xhaka still is not sold. Even though he's at the Euros, makes sense. He's not sold because nothing's going to be official until after the Euros anyways. I didn't expect it to. Matteo Guendouzi.
And plus, if he plays well at the Euros, it drives his price up. It strengthens our position. News, so I don't actually think that's bad business on our part.
Straightforward.
To not sell him before the Euros.
Yeah, but there is bigger news that I was really pissed out about. Because if there's anything that I'm pissed about, it's not that we're selling Mavropanos. It's the fact that we're looking to sell Matteo Guendouzi and Saliba.
I don't believe the Saliba links at all, bro. Like Charles Watt said himself, who in my opinion is, besides Bell, the most reliable Arsenal reporter. I don't think we're gonna sell him at all. If anything, he's a left center backup to Gabriel is the way I see it. Or if he can adapt, he'll be our right center backup to Ben White or whoever we sign.
Have you guys seen this report though? According to L'Équipe, and L'Équipe is a French publication, so of course,
but they hate us though. They hate us. They've been hating on us for the entire year. I don't trust a thing they say.
Yeah.
Regarding Saliba, I don't trust anything they say.
Okay, Gunnar Express. Somebody today said they don't trust Arteta and the board and everybody. Of course, a lot of people don't trust them. But to sell Saliba, do you think they would be that stupid?
Yes, because Edu is stupid. Edu has done many things that I question. Nobody, why are we signing Willian? Why are we signing Cedric when we're not going to use him? Why are we signing Partey on his own with no player that can actually fix the team? Because Partey is not a player who can fix the team. He's a complementary player. So they've made so many questionable decisions, yet people are still backing them for whatever reason, especially Edu. So I won't be shocked if we go and sell Saka for £4 million, to be honest, because it's what we do. Arsenal sell the best players, we buy shit ones, and then we get worse and worse every year. We've done it for the last decade, which is why we are where we are. But what I will say really quick is Turkey are shit. They deserve to get knocked out now. Anyone said that they were dark horses, you were wrong, and I'm laughing at you.
What's the score in the Wales game?
1-0. Ramsey scored.
Ramsey scored.
And Wales have dominated. Wales have dominated Turkey.
Okay. All right. So, enough about the Saliba thing. You guys think it's bullshit, right?
It's hypothetical, bro. There's no point in getting angry about hypothetical situations.
Yeah, I think it's pipe talk.
This is like a therapy session. I love it.
One thing I will say that worries me about this Ben White link is we spent all this time nurturing and developing like Mavropanos, and if anyone's watched football in Germany with Stuttgart, he's been amazing. So it's like we've made all this progress with him. We've got all these holes in our squad, and the other day when I said I feel we should get an experienced centre back, it doesn't mean I think we should sign older players in every position. I just think it's especially important in defence to have like an elder statesman. So I don't see what bringing in another 22-year-old centre back does for our defence when Saliba's 20 years old. Mavropanos is 20. He's young as well. You've got Rob Holding who's 26 and Mari that are 26. You don't have any experience in there. So if you are going to bring a defender in, why are you bringing another inexperienced defender? He played 30.
The thing is, Saliba thing, forget about Saliba thing for now. Mavropanos, this is a big issue because we could sell Mavropanos to Stuttgart for 7 million.
We need to sell him for way more than 7 million. There is no way he's only worth 7 million.
Winner Express, you've seen him play. Could he walk into this team?
Well, that's debatable. He's not as good as Saliba's been. I'd probably play him next to Saliba. I don't get the Gabriel hype. I think he's a good player. I think he can be good, but people saying that he's going to be one of the best centre-backs in the league and all this, it's rubbish. He's not that good. He's too rash, and unless he learns under a very defensive manager, which Arteta obviously isn't, he's never going to get better or not good enough to be a starter for Arsenal. But yeah, Mavropanos has been good. To sell him for £7 million, much like Guendouzi, it's just silly. It's silly because Stuttgart will pay more if you ask them to, because they value him quite highly. So it's silly. But again, I only blame Arteta on the Mavropanos one. He said he doesn't want to use him. He doesn't even want to give him a go. So that's completely Arteta's fault. He doesn't want the player, so he's leaving because of that. And yeah, personally, I'd sell Holding and keep Mavropanos as that backup right-footed centre-back. And I agree with Gunnar King. I do genuinely not see a single reason why we want Ben White. The English quota thing, if you want to fill your English quota, don't go spend £50 million on a bang average centre-back from Brighton who, let's be honest, isn't actually that good. He's overrated. So, yeah, I wouldn't sign him for 15 million quid, to be honest. I really don't want Ben White. I want him to stay away from the club, but we're going to sign him for 50. So, great bit of business there.
All right, guys. Before I go to anybody else, I just want to hear from my guy. How you been, man? I know, Brandon, you might not be sold on some of the defenders that we have at this club, but is Mavropanos somebody that you've watched, or do you think selling him for the price that we might be selling him for is ridiculous?
I think selling him for the price that we're talking of selling him is ridiculous. I mean, why is it always Arsenal that, sell at low prices? Look at Liverpool. So they sold Raheem Brewster for what, 20 million? Dominic Solanke, 20 million. Why is it we always get the low prices? Why can we not get more for him? Like King Goon just said, he's had a great season at Stuttgart. He should be worth more than that. But knowing Arsenal will go and accept that and invest it badly elsewhere in a different position. Because, right, let's just be honest with this, right? By the end of this transfer window, I can guarantee you that we'll all be angry, upset, because something hasn't happened. The problem is we're in a position now where we've got that many holes in this team that we need to fill. We either need to go and spend £200 million plus, which we know Arsenal will not do, or we need to be very, very, very clever in the transfer market. Which, again, why am I going to trust Edu? Why am I going to trust Arteta? Why am I going to trust these people who are in charge of that side of the football club when they've signed a Willian who looks to be leaving this summer because he's been so crap? Cedric, who doesn't get used. I can go on and on and on. All their signings, apart from maybe one or two, have not worked out. So I don't see how they're going to be clever in the transfer market, or I don't see how Stan Kroenke is going to stump up £200 million. So all I'm going to say to you boys is strap in, because we're going to end up with the same crap next season. Guarantee you.
Fucking hell, mate.
I think you guys are being overly negative.
Yo, I'm okay. I'll stop right there before you go progress. People, this is an embarrassment. There is about 70 people in the chat, not even 20 likes. Come on, people. Every single one of you guys, smash that like. Takes 2 seconds. And also leave a comment. Thumbs up to sell Mavropanos or thumbs down to sell Mavropanos. In my opinion, I think selling Mavropanos, it's not something to be angry about, but at the same time, it's frustrating because we haven't ever seen the actual fruits of our labels of the loan. We loaned him out 2 years straight to sell him on a profit. We're not gaining any profit, and we're still selling him. It makes no sense. What do you guys say? Before you go, Gunnar King, I want to hear from Progress.
I think 7 mil is too low, but some people in chat saying like 20 mil. Bro, we're not getting 20 mil for this guy. He's got 2 years left on his contract. He hasn't played for us for the last 2 years. He's playing in a low block team that is good defensively. And yeah, he did well, but Stuttgart, if he was, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, this guy was the best center back in Bundesliga or whatever. He's a good center back. He's raw. He's never going to play a game for Arsenal. Let's just accept that. We should sell him because we have Holding, who I don't rate. I personally don't like Holding. But if he fills the homegrown quota and he's there, and he's probably going to be someone that we sell maybe next season or the season after, that's fine by me because we have Omar Rekik in the ranks. That's okay.
Okay.
With Mavropanos, I would say like 10 mil would be good. 7 mil is a bit too low, but with the prices being quoted, I'm seeing Varane going for 40 mil. Like, bro, 7 mil, it's not the worst thing when we need money anyway, especially if we're overloaded in the center back departments with center backs that aren't good enough. I don't mind selling him at all. Like, get him off the books. He's old news now.
Oh, those are fighting words. All right. Gunnar King, do you have anything to say on Mavropanos before we go? Move on?
Yeah, like it's Mavropanos and the centre-back situation in general. So if we look at what Arsenal need right now, right back, centre midfielder, maybe two of those, centre attacking midfielder, cover at left back, our defensive record last season was pretty good. So you've looked at all of the problem areas.
Was it though?
We got the third best defensive record in the league. So it wasn't the problem area. The problem area was clearly creating and scoring goals. So my point is, like, we've gone into this window knowing we need to do what we need to do. And we've looked at the one area that probably doesn't need fixing, and we're trying to fucking fix it. Excuse my French. I'm sorry, but I don't understand that. Like, that makes no sense to me. Do you know what I mean? You've gone to the one part of the team that's actually been okay. You know, we know that at right back, we don't, like, Bellerin is not good enough. Chambers isn't really a right back. You got your centre backs. We've got Saliba. We've got Rob Holding. We've got Mavropanos. We've got, you know, Tierney can play at centre back as well. Not that I want him to. We've got enough centre backs, is my point, right? Right back, after Bellerin, who we know isn't good enough, we haven't got anyone. Bar Chambers and Suarez, not good enough. Left back, if Tierney gets injured, why didn't he play the first game? Because once again, he's injured at the Euros. If he's not fit, we've got no left back. CDM, he's the only good player that we've got in the centre of the base of our midfield. He's the only player that will get into a top 6 side. Yet we are going to our centre back area and trying to sign centre backs when we've got right backs and midfielders that we need. Midfielders at the same club that we're trying to sign Ben White from, that wants to come to us, and we're trying to do this. It's more about the way we're doing transfer business. It's not making sense to me.
You know what else is not making sense to me? Every single day at 4 o'clock, we get bombarded with 50 different stories. And I don't know what to believe anymore. So I'm going to go to the next story. But before we do that, I need you guys to do me a favor. We're at 30 likes right now. Let's try to at least get over 50 so we can get more people in this chat. Gunnar Express, I'm going to start with you. Aaron Ramsdale, what's going on, mate?
I mean, Edu he's so good. Like, he's literally the best director of football I've seen in the Premier League for the last 50 years. Honestly, his business is incredible. If you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic. He's the worst director of football I have seen at Arsenal Football Club in many years. And this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I've been saying since he signed. Ever since the day he signed, I said he's not good enough. Get rid of him. On the first day he signed, because I knew he wasn't going to be good enough. He has no experience in this position. And everybody's saying, oh, he has all these South American links. I don't give a shit. What good South American players have been in the Premier League in the last 10 years that have come from South America straight to a Premier League team? Barely any. So I'm sick and tired of this, oh, but he has South American links. I don't care. I want a director of football who's going to give us the best of the best. And that is what Overmars will do. That is what Campos would have done, even though we were never going to get him. I accept that. But he's trash. And yeah, still people try to tell me to this day that he was the one that signed Martinelli when he wasn't. So that makes me laugh every time I hear it. But yeah, Ramsdale is shit, mate. I mean, look, he's a decent keeper. He's decent. That's the best way of saying it. He's decent. But is he a big upgrade on Leno? Absolutely not. So why would we go and replace Leno with Ramsdale? I don't get it. I personally do not get it.
Okay, how about this? If the £20 million price is bullshit, and we can get him for $2 million as a backup.
No, but it won't be 2 million though. It'll be a lot more than 2 million.
Nah,
they're saying 20 million. That's how much it's costing.
If you can sign Ramsdale as a backup, just go and get Matt Ryan back.
Literally.
Seriously,
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's going to Celtic.
You know, or go and get that Onana or whatever his name is.
That's the one we're probably gonna get.
Real Madrid as a backup.
No way, dude. Onana would never agree to that. Why would he be back up to Courtois?
Apparently, Real Madrid might come in for him. That's
no chance. No chance.
Okay. What do you got to say about this situation here with Ramsdale? Do you agree with it?
But Ramsdale, if we're linked with him, if we are actually properly linked with him, because I think the reports were coming from the Sun or some unreliable source. The strongest reports that I've still seen is with Onana. In my opinion, when Watts linked him to us and Wheatley also linked him, I still believe those. If we sign Ramsdale for 20 million over him, I prefer not to speak. That would be awful. Ramsdale is an awful goalkeeper. Even when Sheffield signed him, I was like, they're fucked. Like, there's no way.
Who linked us to Aaron Ramsdale? It's Charlie Whitty from The Sun.
Exactly, bro. Do I believe that, bro? Come on. Like, I rather believe Charles Watts and Wheatley when they linked us to Onana, which
His
seems like the
story
most
is
sensible.
Arsenal make Aaron Ramsdale shock transfer target. So Arsenal make Aaron Ramsdale a transfer target. The former United keeper is a potential replacement for Bernd Leno. The 23-year-old has been called up to the England side and has replaced the injured Dean Henderson. Okay, and now he eyes a move for the 20-year-old English goalkeeper. Since relegated, the Blaze have priced him around £20 million, but Arsenal could possibly get him for cheaper. And then there's a vote. Would you rather have Leno or Aaron Ramsdale? And note that if you were to sell Leno, we would sell him for 20 million, and we'd probably have to buy Aaron Ramsdale for around 20 million, where we could get Onana for 7.
Yeah, I rather keep Leno.
Think about it this way, right?
I'd rather keep Leno.
Let's say we buy Ramsdale for 20 million. How much did we sell Martinez for? 20 million.
20 million.
Might as well have kept Martinez. Do you know what I mean?
It was less than 20 million. 17 million for Martinez.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous at this point. What's happening?
This is like it's more the chaos that I'm seeing in how we're dealing with it.
It's laughable.
But this is the thing. The worrying thing for me is we're seeing all this go down, and yeah, I get that we can't overreact. And I keep saying this, that people need to stop believing every single newspaper report they see.
Oh my God, we signed Nikki Paris.
What?
The women's team.
From Lyon, yeah.
Did we do the stupid swap deal?
No.
It wasn't the swap deal.
No, but if we sign Nikita Paris, he will sell Mia Demano. She's done. Bitches by Arsenal are in the mud.
Media now. What the hell?
Arsenal are in the mud. We're getting rid of the best
Terry just said Arsenal
well.
are likely to complete the deal for Lokongabissouma for around 20 million now.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But as I was saying about the Ramsdale thing, Egal, I don't believe it personally because it's the Sun, and anything they say is automatically fake because it's the Sun. But what worries me is that we still haven't moved for Onana when he's a very cheap deal. We still haven't moved for Bissouma, who we need. If we don't get Bissouma, I'm going to be pissed. It's still not my number one target, but I know we're not getting any of my number one targets. So Bissouma is the one that I want. We still haven't gone for him.
What's going on with Onana? I have an update on Onana. I have an update on Onana if you want to know what the update is.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, no, continue. You were going to say something?
No, I was just going to say that I'm sick and tired of this now. There's still fans out there that seem to think we're going to go and spend £8 billion and become, there's still fans predicting that we're going to finish top 4, but not an even number. If you know what that means, you know what that means. But yeah, I mean, I don't get this whole false positivity. I get trying to be positive and optimistic, but this is Arsenal fucking football club. Some of us have been optimistic for the last 15 years, and it's been the same thing every single season. Always signing. At the start of the season, it's always signing Benzema, we're signing Higuain, we're doing this and that. And then we end up signing Peter Cech, nobody else. And then the season that we don't sign anybody but Peter Cech, we could have won the fucking league. So there you go. Arsenal Football Club for you under the Cronkies, guys. But I'm not excited.
So the situation with Onana is quite simple. This is what the situation is. Onana right now has a cheap price that we could buy him for, but we have now he's now attracted interest from rival clubs within the Premier League, within France. Lille are after him also, right? And they just won thing. It makes sense because they don't have a goalkeeper after their goalkeeper leaves. There's some people from Italy after him, and there's also an unnamed Premier League team that could supposedly be Tottenham that are also after him. So these are some of the teams, and this is from Charles Watts. Charles Watts wrote, Arsenal now face rivaled interest for Onana as demand grows for the Ajax goalkeeper. This is the main title of the video of the article. It doesn't specify what the clubs are. It's very vague, but are you guys worried about losing Onana, or are you saying, you know what, there's plenty of goalkeepers out there, we should just go get another one?
Well, if
Before
I
you
may,
go,
on
I
this
want
one,
to start
yeah.
with Progress, because I know Progress had a take
Yeah,
on
yeah.
this. Like,
Yeah, in
Yo,
my
we
opinion, in my opinion, we were linked with him the earliest from what I saw. And if we want a goalkeeper that's less than 10 mil or 7 mil, whatever he's being reported for, Spurs don't need a keeper. They have Lloris. You know, in my opinion, is he a top keeper? He's above average, but they don't need Onana, in my opinion. And he would choose London Life plus our money over any of the French clubs' money, especially when they're losing so much money. So if we want him, we'll get him. As long as we don't get Ramsdale, there are better keepers out there. But if we want Onana, we'll get him. But to add on to that, did you guys just see what Wheatley tweeted, or whatever he posted? That we have bid for 4 separate players, 2 of them being Lokonga and Ben White. So there are apparently two other players that we bid for.
Yo, now I'm gonna go to Gunnar King, but before I go to Gunnar King, people in the chat, there's over 120 of you guys in the chat. Do me a favor, smash that like button. It takes 2 seconds, it's absolutely free, and it helps the channel out a lot. I just need you guys to smash that like button. Let's get over 100 likes today. We're currently around 40 likes. Let's get it past 50 in a couple minutes. Now, going back to you, Gunnar King, what were you gonna say?
So yeah, there's 2 things about the Onana deal, right? At the beginning of the transfer window, I was speaking to a lot of people, you know, about the Buendia transfer, and about how that panned out. And I was being told by a lot of them, look, at least we're trying to get rid of players early this time. We're identifying targets and going in from early. We are not quick enough. We're not bullish enough. Like Onana, if we wanted him, if we really wanted him, we could have had him before interest in him grew. We could have just gone in with 2 bids. This is the bid that we will pay if his ban isn't reduced. This is what we will pay if he is. Entered negotiations, got it done, yeah? No, we left it hanging around, right? And now what happens? A rival club comes in. Same with Buendia. And what worries me is this Lokonga guy. I mean, the difference in what they wanted and what we offered was £3 million, £4 million. You know, like, I mean, and now, like, watch someone else come in for Lokonga now. Give him a proper look and look at him. And then next thing you know, someone else is going to be stealing off our plate. And I'm more worried about the fact that we don't seem to...
Sorry, Real Madrid will never do Odegaard for Smith Rowe. We would never do Odegaard for Smith Rowe. I don't care what Real Madrid want. Are you silly? Anyone here giving away Odegaard, Smith Rowe for Odegaard?
Absolutely not.
Edu would.
Absolutely not.
Arteta would. He loves Odegaard, apparently. He wants to, you know, they're basically married, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, look at what is all this hate, bro? I don't even get this hypothetical scenario of hatred that you guys have like built up inside of you. I don't get it. Yeah, well, not you, but like some of them. Like,
it's not everyone hating though. Everyone's saying their opinion. Everyone has different ways of looking at things. Now we got realist back. Okay, so the Lokonga deal looks like. So apparently, guys, Lokonga, we were looking at him to sign him in the next 2 years. We weren't scouting him to sign him this year. We were looking to sign him after a couple of seasons. But because our number 1 targets are either overpriced or not realistic at the moment, and we're not able to attract them, such as the Camavingas of the world, we are fast tracking this signing and might get it done this summer just to give us some cover, because he's not going to walk it straight into the team. He's going to come in as squad depth, supposedly.
That tells you everything you need to know. That tells you everything you need to know, mate. I mean, I think what's so annoying about all of this, right? is we as fans come to the end of the season. The season's not been good enough, and first of all, we're looking to the transfer window to see what Arsenal are going to do. Now, we could all sit here and we could all name positions that we need on the pitch, and we could name a good few handful of players that are realistic targets for Arsenal to possibly go and get. Like, for example, Bissouma. Like, for example, we know that we need a right back, so a lot of people were calling for Lamptey. A lot of people were calling for Max Aarons. Why are we not linked to any of these players? Why are we linked to all these other deadbeat, well, not deadbeat players, but players that just don't excite me. Do you know what I mean? They don't excite me. Nothing that they're doing right now excites me and makes
You
me
want to know
feel.
why? Let me answer that quickly before you move on. The reason is because we cannot attract the exciting players. But continue.
But are you telling me that we can't attract a Max Aarons from Norwich? Do you know what I mean?
Max Aarons does not excite me.
No, it doesn't excite me, but it's better than Hector Bellerin. You know, it's better than.
Well, we're selling Bellerin. We're selling Bellerin. It doesn't matter.
I know, but you know.
So, but the question there is who are we going to replace him with? Like what Brandon said earlier.
Exactly.
You made a great point by saying you think, and I agree with you, that we're going to get a lot of targets. They're not going to be the right people, and we're going to miss out on one big key area. And I see that. And for me, I see the right back being the main area we miss out. And I think Arteta is fully content with just playing Chambers there. And I see us missing out on that right back. And if we play Chambers there, we're going to see how he is not a right back. I'm sorry, right back for me is the most important position, because if you can't defend, how are you meant to win a game?
There's two positions more important than the right back position for me. You need a center mid and an attacking mid way before you need a right back. And even then,
why is an attacking mid more important? Why is a backup attacking mid more important than a
we need an attacking mid, not even a backup. We need like a starting attacking mid.
So Smith Rowe is not good enough.
No, Smith Rowe is good enough.
Smith Rowe is good enough, but he would be playing left wing in my opinion.
Exactly, and that's why we are where we are, because he's playing players out of position. Smith Rowe, before you say, but he played left wing in the academy, he is not a good enough left winger. Left wingers need to score and they need to assist goals.
No, but
Smith Rowe doesn't do there.
Grealish is an amazing left wing and he doesn't do any of those things. Grealish is an amazing left wing, doesn't do any of those things.
No, but
doesn't score goals and get assists.
Isn't that right? Back supposed to be a central midfielder, so they're both the same. They're both the same target, basically.
I'm sorry, what? Like Grealish doesn't get goals and assists. Have you watched Grealish? He gets goals and assists. He gets more than what Smith Rowe's had.
Left wing. Max Aarons don't excite me, man. I'm sorry. When I right back targets, Hakimi was exciting. You know what I mean? The guy from Germany, what's his name? Baku. That's exciting. Realistically, none of the other signings that we're looking at right back are exciting. Silic, not exciting in my opinion. We've seen what he's doing.
But we have to settle for worse than that, mate. Because, like I said earlier, we either go and spend £200 million plus, which we know Arsenal are never doing, or we have to be smart in the transfer market. Now, to me, a Max Aarons is a smart signing at right back.
But
he wouldn't have an arm and a leg. He wouldn't be like massive amounts on wages and that. He's a gettable target who's probably, the best of what you can get, other than your Hakimis and your top level players. This is what I'm saying. We need to be smart in the transfer market. It doesn't look like we're being smart at all. We've
have we ever been smart? The last time we been smart was the Torreira one.
Can I just ask you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Midfield. Why are we putting in a £40 million bid in for Ben White when our most important positions to fill, we've all just agreed on, is left back and central midfield?
No, what is all that about? Right back.
Yeah.
Right back, cover a left back as well. I think is equally important.
Yeah, can I just ask you? Can I just ask you for the people that were saying, we're still a big club, we need Grealish. Forget about Grealish, we're not getting Grealish. I want to generally ask you, because some fans think we're still this elite club. We're not. We're a big club, but we're not an elite club. And cut these links out. Whether you're excited or not, I couldn't really care less, because we have to be more smart than getting these big name signings. My point is, from that Invincibles team, apart from Bergkamp and maybe Henry, how many of those signings when they first came excited you? Because I guarantee you, none of them did. We need to be clever, because clever signings is what got us to win the title. Clever signings is what got us to win the Invincibles, to be the Invincibles. So forget this Grealish bullshit, Maddison. We don't need them players. As long as we have quality in every single position, then we're calm. It's good. But this club won't do it, because they never will. There's never quality. We never do nothing in this transfer window, and we won't. I guarantee we won't. I don't have belief in any. I don't have belief in anyone. Anyone.
What have we ever been smart? The last time we been smart was the Torreira one.
I don't have belief in any. I don't have belief in anyone. Anyone. 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 I don't have belief in anyone. Yeah,
Do you know what really
Barcelona.
worries me about Lokonga is not that he's a bad signing. What worries me is that he's a similar profile of player to Bissouma, and I'm worried that we're not going to sign him. Oh, shut down again.
I disagree. I think he's more
I think
similar
he
to
is.
Partey.
I think he is the Bissouma replacement.
I don't think so. I think he's more similar to Partey.
If we're screwed. If he's going to be a starting centre midfielder next to Partey, you might as well just forfeit every single match, because we will concede more goals than we did under Emery, because we will have no defensive ability in the midfield. Partey can defend, but not well enough to be a defensive midfielder. Lokonga cannot defend at all. And if you want to argue with me, go ahead, but it's facts. He cannot defend at all. He is Partey's understudy.
Just tweeted.
He should play under Partey and not next to him. So if we go and get, and this is what worries me about the Lokonga deal, is that he actually will be our starting midfielder. He will be our midfield replacement, this big midfielder that we need. We're not going to go and get Bissouma. We're not going to go and get Neves. We're going to spend the money on Ben White instead, get Lokonga as the starting midfielder. And if that's the case, we're screwed. And one thing I want to quickly say on Realist's point about the Bergkamps and Henrys when we signed them and they weren't exciting, I agree. But especially with Bergkamp.
Bergkamp was exciting.
Bergkamp was exciting.
No, I agree. But okay, Henry wasn't particularly exciting at the time. He was quite poor at left wing. Right, he was decent. He wasn't great. But who was the one that made Henry great? Arsene Wenger. It was the manager. The manager made these really bang average meh players that nobody really was excited about. He made them great because he's an elite manager. We don't have an elite manager who can do that. So this is why I think we need to have a mix of players that are unknown, the likes of Lokonga, but we need big players like Bissouma, because Arteta doesn't have the man management and coaching ability to coach a full team from meh to glory. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, just to echo that point, I've always said that literally, I think Chris Wheatley posted a tweet a few hours ago, and I commented on it, and I said, we could get Messi and Ronaldo in this team, and there'll still be Arteta attacks. We could still finish mid-table with Messi and Ronaldo in our team.
What?
Because
I agree.
Because there's no experience whatsoever. Arteta's man management is poor. Everything to do with Arteta is poor. It's poor. Because we could finish mid-table, we could finish mid-table with the Invincibles team. I guarantee Arteta would finish mid-table, because that's how poor he is as a manager.
This is a joke, bro. This is an absolute joke.
He'd have Messi at left back, mate. I tell you, Jesus.
100%. He'd have Ronaldo in goal because he's tall.
Let me just ask the people: have you guys liked the video yet? If you haven't, take this second to like the video, people. But DePaul, Arsenal have never contacted DePaul's Udinese at all. Romano just tweeted about that. Are we surprised?
No,
I don't think they want him.
It was fan hype, I think, more than anything.
Yeah,
fans wanted him, so newspapers reported saying that we're going for him to excite the fans and to get them talking about it. And then, obviously, there was never. He's gone to Atletico Madrid, right? It's confirmed.
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw out some names. First and foremost, Ben White. Is he good enough for Arsenal?
100%.
No,
he is.
100% he is.
No, he's not.
He's a good player. He's not the right player for what we need right now.
Who would you want? Who would you want at right centre back then?
Who, me?
If I was to get a centre back right now, right? I mean, you look at when Van Dijk came to Liverpool, how much he changed them. He came with a lot more experience. You look at when Thiago Silva went to Chelsea, similar thing. We can say what we want about Harry Maguire, but when he went to United, he had a bigger reputation, much more experience, both at professional and international level. These are the caliber of centre backs Arsenal need to go for right now. We don't need another young, up-and-coming centre-back that can improve with games and experience and time. We need someone for the right now.
Who would you want?
And Ben White is not that guy, in my opinion.
Okay, who would you want then? Then okay. If he's not that guy, then no one can chat to me about Saliba starting next to Gabriel. Then
I mean, okay. I've said the same thing. We need to be careful about how we view Saliba. I said in the last show, give him pre-season and see from there. If he's ready, he's ready. If he's not, loan him out. I'm all for that. But I think regardless, we need to sign this profile of centre-back in particular because there are no leaders in our defence. And what big team and what successful team does not have a leader as a centre-back? I will wait. Name one. please.
PSG.
Yeah, no, they have.
That's Marquinhos.
They have Kim.
That Marquinhos, bro. That Marquinhos.
That's Marquinhos.
Marquinhos is plays in the midfield also.
They've got Kim.
Nah, he's been
No,
playing
no.
center back the entire season. He's crazy.
Centre back.
Okay, the question is he good enough for Arsenal? Simply yes or no.
Who, Ben White?
100%. He would come in and start ahead of all our center backs.
No,
This is just no question.
Ben White shit.
I echo what King Guna just said. I think we need someone with more experience. I think that William Saliba is potentially a very similar player to Ben White. So why are we going to go spend 40, 50 million pound on Ben White when we have Saliba already, who is an up-and-coming defender? Not saying he's going to be brilliant, because we don't know. We none of us know how Saliba's going to be. So, you know, why are we going to spend 50 million pound on a defender that's up and coming when we've got an up and coming defender? We've got a couple of up and coming defenders. I think we need the experience and the leadership, like King Guna just said. I think Ben White's a decent player, but he's not what we need right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So you guys would not take. You guys think Ben White is not good enough for Arsenal?
No,
one said- no,
not being good enough and not being right are two different things. Yeah, and like at the moment, as I said, yeah, if you look at all successful teams, right, they with defenders. I'm not talking about. I think what I got misunderstood when I was last on the show is when I said we need someone with age and experience. I'm not saying we go out and we sign 30-year-olds like Willian. In attacking positions, it's completely different. But with defenders, you need someone in there who's been there, who's done it, who can lead the rest of the defense, who can marshal the other defenders and tell them where they need to be and exactly one point. And Ben White is playing next to Brighton's defenders that obviously have a lot more experience, that can marshal him, that can tell him where he needs to be, that help him excel as the younger up and coming defender. Right? You can't have a balance of centre backs where everyone is just a good defender, but no one knows the art of defending, which comes only with age and experience. And you know what? Look at most successful defensive partnerships. You've got one who's 28 and above, who's older, who's got that experience, that know-how, who's been there and done it, yeah? And then if the others aren't the same age or older, then you've got the younger ones that are looking to that guy for leadership and guidance. And at the moment, there is not one leader that we can call an Arsenal defender. Not one.
Okay,
Please tell me what leader we have in our defense. I'll wait again.
Okay, so I'll counter with that. Age has nothing to do with you being a leader. Ruben Dias is the leader of Man City's defense.
I would take Pereira just to let this person in the comment section know.
Yeah, Ruben Dias is the leader of Man City's defense, and he was signed last season, and he's 24 years old. John Stones is 26. Age has nothing to do with being a leader. Ben White,
okay,
watch him play.
But I will counter that again and say the whole of Man City's team, because defense isn't necessarily always just about the defenders. It's about the midfield they've got in front of them and how that is supporting the defense. Invariably, Man City have a much better team that is able to help Diaz settle. If you're saying that Diaz could have come into Arsenal's defense and replicated the sort of performances he's had at Man City.
No, but what he's not saying just performances. I agree with progression in a sense.
No problem, bro. Enjoy the loss.
Diaz is a leader. He was leading Benfica. Like De Ligt is a leader. He was leading Ajax at 18 years old. Like you can be a leader as in a captain. But I agree with you, Gunnar King, in a sense that to be a world-class centre-back, which is what we want, and if you don't want world-class centre-backs, you're talking shit, because we want world-class players everywhere in our team. You need to either A, you're a generational talent like De Ligt was, like Ruben Diaz is, or you become a world-class centre-back over age. And Ben White is, first off, he's not a leader. He doesn't even captain Brighton, so don't try and tell me he's a leader. He isn't. Lewis Dunk is. As well, he's not good. He's not a good centre-back. I'm sorry, he's not. This whole thing about him being versatile, I couldn't give a shit. I don't need him to play right-back, centre, defensive midfielder, goalkeeper, striker, and left winger. I want him to play centre-back. I want a centre-back, and he is not a good enough centre-back for me. So no. Yes, yeah, okay, he's better than Rob Holding. He's better than what we've got. But that's like saying virtually every player on the market's better than what we've got, because Holding's shit. So I'm not hearing this Ben White hype just because he's better than Holding. That's not a good enough excuse. That doesn't say that he's good. That just says he's better than a very shit defender. So, and in terms of who I'd want, I don't fully agree that we need a fully experienced centre-back. I would go and get Tapsoba. I'd go and get Lacroix from Wolfsburg because they're both similar ages to Ben White. They're both better than him. And in Lacroix's case, he's so much more cheaper to a sense that it's actually criminal to spend £50 million on Ben White.
What's the question I should ask? Who would you rather have? Who would you rather have?
Who would you get? Small, who would you get?
Yeah, would you take Ben White? And if not, who would you get?
Yeah, I mean, I would take Tapsoba personally, but he's like the price that I'm reading online is like 60 or 70 mil for Tapsoba.
Well, yeah. Have you seen? Has anyone seen Bale's penalty yet?
He skied it, didn't he?
Jesus Christ! This guy is trash, man. Bale is so washed. Jesus Christ, man.
So Ben White. Okay, so Ben White or Tapsoba. How do you spell
washed?
Tapsoba.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Tapsoba would be Tapsoba would be much better, but he's just so expensive.
Who's the third center back?
Well, I want Lacroix, but we're not going to get him.
I'll just put other. Okay, so if you had a choice for Ben White, Tapsoba, or another center back, it could be any center back, right? But when you say other, you have to comment down below who you think that other center back is. I'm going to put that in the thing. Who would you take as center back for Arsenal? Personally, I feel like it's ridiculous that we're going out to go buy a center back this summer. We've bought in a center back every summer for the last 3 summers. And I just feel like, when are we going to be like, yo, let's address the bigger issues and let's play with the crop that we have until next season, because we need a DM. We need a center attacking midfielder. We need another body in midfield just in case, because we can't go with just 3 midfielders like we did this season. We need a right back. We need another attacking option if Lacazette leaves, which he most likely will not be leaving. If Lacazette does not leave this summer, we need to find a way to at least make some money off him. So we might give him a new contract, which might be a mistake. So I would sell him now. And goalkeeper is an issue. Onana is available. We're still not getting him. Left back is an issue because Kieran Tierney's a bandage walking, and he constantly gets injured, even though he's amazing. It's just ridiculous. What are we going to do? I don't know what to say, guys. Honestly, I feel like I've done so many rebuilds. It's just ridiculous. But yo, Brandon, what were you going to say?
The easiest way to explain it, right, is we need a central midfielder. We need a right back. We need a cover at left back. We need a centre back. We need a goalkeeper. Out of all of them positions that I've just named there, which one is it that we need the least out of all of them? I would say centre back. Yeah? Does everybody else agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, what was the question?
So let's just put it this way. If you had, I don't know, let's say you had limited funds like Arsenal tend to have, and you had to fill all of them positions that I've just named.
Can I just answer one question?
If you had to miss out on one, which one would be the one that you'd miss out on? I would say defender, because it's not as important as the rest. So, if we go and pay £50 million for Ben White, for example, is that going to be to the detriment of the fact that we need a central midfielder? So if we spend 50 million on Ben White, who's a defender that we do need a defender, but we don't necessarily need a defender this window, is that going to then mean that we can't go and get a central midfielder, or we can't get an attacking midfielder, or a right back, or a left back, which is positions that are more important? I believe it will be, because Arsenal don't tend to have a massive, huge, great big budget. So I think if we go and do that, then we're going to end up in a position where we either don't get a right back, we don't get a left back, we don't get a central midfielder. And what have we actually gained out of buying yet another defender?
We ended up in this position a few years ago when we signed Pepe.
One second. What's your question
We didn't
again?
need an attacking midfielder. We needed a centre back.
What's your question again?
My question is right, central midfielder we need. Central attacking midfielder, you could say we probably need as well. Left back cover, we need. Right back, we need. Defender, you could argue we probably need another defender. A goalkeeper, backup goalkeeper, we need that. So out of all of them positions, which position would you say is the least important to fill in this transfer window? I would say centre back, because we've got enough centre backs as it is. Do you see what I'm saying? So if it meant that you had you could fill every single one of them positions, barring one, in this transfer window, which one would you be least worried about filling? Defence.
I mean, yeah, it would be center back, but I think the reason that I'm okay with the only reason I'm okay with targeting whoever first is assuming that we have to get the other important positions as well down, when the window's over, which I don't mind. Like, the reason that I'm okay with missing out on Bissouma is if we're targeting Camavinga, then you can't miss out on someone like that. If they set a deadline of June 28th, which is 12 days from now, we can get Bissouma anytime we want. Like, he wants to come to us, just wait until after June 28th, see the price of Camavinga. If we get our price, go get Bissouma. I don't know why people are so upset that we haven't done Bissouma already. And in terms of what you said, of course, I'd rather go get a right back, a center mid, an attacking mid, a goalkeeper, even a backup left back before I sign a center back. But if getting a center back means that we're going to get those things anyway, the order, I don't give a shit about the order. Just
I completely agree with you. If we can if getting a centre back means that we're also going to buy them players in the midfield, the right back, the left back, then so be it. Whatever. What worries me is we seem to be looking at actually trying to buy a centre back before we fill any of the other important positions that we need to fill, and it's
correct.
just a typical Arsenal thing to do,
Yeah, but let's see.
I mean, why wouldn't you do not only the easiest thing to do first, but the most necessary? Bissouma is the easiest transfer to do, and in my opinion, the CDM is the most necessary of all those positions to fill. Especially,
I agree with you.
So why wouldn't you do the easiest and the most necessary transfer in one swoop? Now you've got the fans on your side, you've got the fans off your back. You've built up some confidence in what it is you're actually trying to do.
Right there, bro.
And you've got people believing that there is a process.
Let me stop you right there. First things first.
Just the four.
Never say process because it doesn't exist. Okay. Second of all, Chelsea proved that there's no such thing as a process. Everyone works at their own speed. That's what I would say. Okay. Now, right back, says this gentleman here. This gentleman here, Paul, my guy, says, panel, what do you guys think? Is Reece Nelson going? I personally think he's gone because he refused to go on loan and he did not get any game time since January, reducing his value dramatically. So he might get loaned out again in order to be sold, but I wouldn't hold my breath on Reece Nelson if you guys have high hopes for him. Cedric and Chambers can play right back. Yes, somebody are saying right back. A lot of people seem to be saying right back. Someone here says CDM is the most important.
CDM is the most important, I would say.
I do not have 33 million to let Buendia, let alone Ben White. Interesting. So he's saying, why are we spending that much money on Ben White? If Chambers and Cedric start at right back, we'd finish mid-table, said George.
Exactly.
Arsenal definitely need what? Arsenal need a defense. Arsenal's defense is absolutely shocking. You clearly do not watch Arsenal. Our defense, we played quite well defensively this season because we did play pragmatic and we did not concede too many goals, but we are error prone. It's not our defense being the issue. It's the lack of quality in the team. CDM and right back, says this guy, are the most important positions for him. Arsenal always go shopping and miss one of the main items on the shopping list. This guy hit the nail on the head. Superfly hit the nail on the head. That is the comment right there. Everyone agrees with that. Am I wrong?
No, I agree with that. If that's the case, again, if we like get a center back and let's say we miss out on right back, it's an L. It's an awful window. So we have to get all the targets.
It's an awful window unless we get every single one. I'm not hearing this. Oh, but we signed Maddison for 60 million, so we sacrificed. No, you go and sign Maddison for 60 million, and you go and spend the money on this next player, because the only people I really see having a positive outlook on the window in terms of they genuinely believe that we're going to go and get every single target, that we're going to spend money, that the Cronkies are going to back us, are the people defending Josh Kroenke. So I'm not hearing any excuses. They either go and get every single target, and every target is, first off, correct. Second off, they fit in the team. and third off, they have enough time to have a pre-season, then it's a decent window. But they're not completing all those three things. Either some of the players will be late, we won't get certain players, or we just aren't going to spend the money that some people seem to think we will. So it's a sticky one right now for Arsenal, but it's where we are, isn't it? Like,
yeah, let's see.
So we need a backup goalkeeper. We need a left back, goalkeeper, right back, CDM, and Cam. Do you see us getting all 5 of those?
no.
To be honest, I'd rather build the base. To be honest, if we aren't going to get all of them, because I've worried about the base for too long.
I think we'd get all of those. I think the most likely we're gonna miss out on is the right back, because the right back market is so bad.
Well, that's not good enough then. That's what I'm saying. We're going to be so crap on that right side.
I don't see how we're going to get all of them. I don't, because
Agreed.
it's not just a case of buying a right back. It's not just a case of buying a central defensive midfielder, a defender, a left back, or whatever you want to call it. They have to be first team ready players. Mm-hmm. It's not none of this. Oh, you're a backup. These need to be first team ready players. If you're going to get a first team ready player that is, ready to come in and be a first team player at Arsenal Football Club, you're talking of spending £40 million plus per player. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So we have to be smart.
You don't need to spend £40 million. You don't need to spend that much. We can sign 6 players and have a net spend of like 130 mil, which we've already done in previous windows. That Pepe window, we spent like 188 mil. Like, we've already done this. That's why I understand the negativity towards Edu and Arteta and stuff like that, because like they haven't filled us with the most confidence. But in terms of spending, we spent 180 mil before. We did that before the COVID window. It's no big deal. Even after the COVID window, we spend like 100 mil.
Again, I agree with you. I do. But are we going to be smart enough in the transfer window? I don't think the players that we're being linked to so far is smart business. It's not. Ben White is not smart business. Ramsdale, not smart business.
But then
Sabitzer being available for 15 million and turning our nose up at him. Not smart business. You look at the guy from Celtic, Edward, available for 15 million because he's on the last year of his contract. We'll just let him go to Leicester. Same with Sumari going to Leicester. They're getting Sumari and Edward for a combined 40 million.
Edward doesn't start for us, man. Like, let's be real. It's not like there's so many players.
It's not about that. Progression. Wait. It's not about that. It's not
Sumari
about
does. I agree.
It's smart business. It's smart business. That's what it's about. We don't do smart business. I guarantee you, Leicester win the league before we do, because of the business
they already have.
They will do in the future. They will do. In the future, they will do.
We should have.
Yeah, in the future, in the next 10 years, they'll win it before us. I guarantee you, because of what they do.
The season they won it, but this is what I'm trying to say to people: where is this optimism? And I don't mean just optimistic people. I mean, there's people that are overly optimistic. They think that we're going to finish in top 4, but not an even number, so 3rd or 1st. There's people genuinely that believe that out there, and that for me isn't just you're an optimistic person. You have some optimism from something else. And where is this coming from? Because in 2015-16, when Leicester City won the league, if Arsenal Football Club decided to, instead of just getting Czech on a free deal, because that's the only signing that we made, if we went and got a striker that wasn't Giroud, someone even for 30 million, someone who could just score goals, we would have walked that league. We'd have walked it. We finished 2nd with Giroud, who was crap at the time. So we could have walked the league. Yet again, we say, nah, we'll just keep this shit player and attempt to try and use him again. And then it flopped. We finished 2nd and we could have won the league. And I have the same feeling that this is going to be the next few seasons with the Cronkies, that we're just going to say, you know what, Holding, he's all right. We'll keep him around for a bit. Xhaka, I know Xhaka's leaving, but players like Xhaka, oh yeah, we'll just leave him for a little bit. We can't keep doing this. We need to get rid of the shit players and bring in better players as soon as possible. This is what Chelsea do, and I know they have the money to do it, but Leicester are starting to do it as well. They're getting rid of their players that aren't good enough, and they're bringing in players who are. Fofana, £20 million, meant to be worse than Saliba, his understudy. Yeah, Fofana's balling out in the Premier League, and Saliba can't even get a start. It takes the piss, honestly. And this is what makes me laugh. Leicester are a better team than us, yet Fofana's getting in their team. But Saliba can't get into Arsenal's team. What is going on?
Can I address something that Gunnar Express said and what someone said a minute ago about Edouard not getting in our team? So Gunnar Express has just expressed why Leicester are where they are, because they do good business. Now they've gone in for Samari and they've gone in for Edouard. Yeah. So if we're trying to do good business like Leicester to become a better team, and we're seeing Leicester take these players, and the only reason Leicester are getting them that cheap is because there's a year left on their contract, and all of the business they've done prior has been good business on this basis. Who the hell are we to turn our noses up to Edouard? I'm sorry. Like, that's just, either you've not watched the player, you've not seen him play.
It's not that.
Or like, I don't know. Like,
that's not true.
That doesn't make sense.
The truth is, Arsenal have looked at it, but they just don't have the actual available need to go and target him at the moment. Now, some would say, then you would sell somebody to buy. But the way we work, we have Lacazette, we have Aubameyang. If we were going to buy him, we would have bought him last year when we had the offer from Roma for Lacazette.
Yeah, we don't need him. I understand that it's a good deal for Leicester, but we just don't need Edouard. You know what I mean? Like he's good. I'm not saying that, like for right now, would he start for us? No, because we don't need him. We have Oba, Balogun, and Martinelli and Lacazette. Even if we sell Lacazette, then maybe I'd be like, okay, go get a striker. That Edouard deal is looking pretty good now. But if we're gonna keep him, there's no point.
Guys, let's wrap it up. Before we wrap it up, the final thing of the night is the Arsenal fixtures are out, ladies and gentlemen. The fixtures are back out, and look at these fixtures. Look at these fixtures. Look at what we got on the table right here. So what we have is you got Brentford, Chelsea, Man City, Norwich, Burnley are our first 5 games. As you can see, it's quite tough with Man City and Chelsea back to back after the easy game of Brentford. This is going to be a tough fixture list, guys. This is going to be a tough fixture list. I generally want to know what you guys think. So first thing I look at this, I see right away is the North London derbies. You can see right there where the North London derbies are. Let me just 1 second. I have everything written down. I forgot where I put it. Let me just double check where I put it. Okay, so the North London derbies, as you can see right there, we're playing that on September 25th and January 15th. We're playing on Boxing Day versus Norwich. We're playing Man City on New Year's Day. We play Man City the 3rd game of the season. We play Chelsea the second game of the season. We play Liverpool on the 20th of November. We play Liverpool again on February 26th. We play Manchester United on the 30th of November. We play Manchester United at home on the 23rd of April. We play the last game of the season versus Everton at home. So these are the things that we got to look at. This is what the schedule looks like. It's gonna be a tough schedule, but you know what? Everybody says every single year is a tough schedule. So when you guys see this, are you guys worried?
No.
I'm not that worried either. I think people have overdone how tough it's gonna be. Obviously, Man City away, like that's almost a guaranteed loss for us every single time, right?
To be honest.
Let me just go to Brendan because he has to jump out. Brendan, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, go on, sir.
If I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you, mate. I think Arteta's going to be sacked by December. Genuinely. I genuinely think that Arteta will be gone by December, no matter what happens anyway. Because look at the fixture list, like Brentford. Anybody could say that that's an easy game, but we used to say that, like for example, we used to say Aston Villa was an easy game. Not an easy game no more because it's Arsenal. Chelsea, Man City, Tottenham. All in the space of 4 or 5 games. Arteta's going to be done out here by December. I can guarantee you that right now. It depends. If we are smart in the transfer market, and we're not being smart right now, so I expect Mikel Arteta, like Unai Emery was, to be sacked by December, and it will happen. I can guarantee you, because it's not going to be good enough for Arsenal again this season.
You want to bet on that?
You know what? I could. with the October run, yeah, obviously we have an easy October run, yeah. I could see Arteta just doing a madness there and just losing every single one of them.
What?
Arteta attacks exist, mate.
You guys are on mad.
You
But I
guys-
said it. If he doesn't get 12 points from the opening 6, he should be sacked immediately. Not
That's
getting
not even
12
12.
points out of the
If you-
opening
if you-
6 is
Nah,
embarrassing.
in all honesty though, if you analyze those games, Brentford, whether you like it or not, it should be an easy game. But we're Arsenal. Chelsea have crown fixtures. They have their Super Cup and Carabao Cup in the same week. They should be tired. Man City always do shit at the start of the season, but we're Arsenal. Norwich we should beat. Burnley we should beat, but we're Arsenal. Tottenham have Fonseca. We should beat them, but we're not. Brighton are dead. Palace are dead. Villa, we're Arsenal, but we'll probably lose to them.
This is
Leicester will
this is so
lose.
pessimistic.
What? No, but I'm being
This is
honest. though.
this is so pessimistic.
But I'm
No,
being
but-
honest
no, but-
because
no,
we're
but
Arsenal.
My honest
give
opinion-
Give us a reason
my
why we're
honest
going to beat Aston
opinion-
Villa. Why
Yo,
are we
my
going to beat
honest
Aston Villa?
opinion is too early to be looking at these fixtures and being worried or excited. At this point, we should just be looking at the pictures, being like, these are the fixtures. Good job. We keep it moving, and we go on with our day. Because when we know what our team looks like and we know the window's shut, that's when we can be like, yo, now we can actually look at the fixtures and be like, this is what our team's gonna look like. We see what our plan is. Right now, we don't know what direction we're headed in.
And also, we're going to have Gabriel and Martinelli. So Gabriel is center back and Martinelli missing for the first 2 or 3 games, I think, because of the Olympics. So keep that in
That's
mind.
not an excuse. If anyone tries to use that as an excuse,
That's not an excuse.
honestly,
I'm not making an excuse. I'm not making an excuse.
but
I'm just
when-
saying.
No.
when does it end?
People will. That's the thing. People will, and I can already predict
Aye.
that people
Aye,
will
no
make excuses for
excuses.
Afcon.
No excuses,
pathetic, bro.
or
I
else
can already-
the
I can already see it.
aggregators are gonna start. But yo, big up to everybody watching. Over 140 people at one point. Let's try to get at least over 100 likes on this video. The video is done. We're gonna go, people. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Big up to everybody who's come along. Don't go nowhere, guys. But big up to all you guys watching. And we're out of here. Bang. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know.